All right, welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're looking into a piece of kit that really defines the whole idea of behind the scenes.
It really does.
Our mission is to take something super specific, something you probably never see, the NTI E-UCLD-400,
Yeah.
and figure out how it protects these massive critical data centers.
And it's the perfect subject for this because it gets at a fundamental truth about keeping modern systems running. The biggest disasters are often start by the smallest, most hidden sensors.
Exactly. We're talking about the NTI undercarpet leak detector, the 400-foot model specifically.
Right.
So for you, the listener, just wanting the quick takeaway, this is a thin cable that senses water under your carpet. It's designed to solve a problem before you even know you have one. And right now, it goes for about $189.
And what's so fascinating is its niche. I mean, water damage in a server room or, say, an archive, it's just catastrophic. This thing is built to be totally concealed, and crucially, the electronics are 100% waterproof.
So it doesn't fail right when you need it most.
Exactly. It can be completely submerged, and it will still send the alert.
Okay, let's get into the specs, because the concealed part it's pretty wild. It's only 1.75 inches wide and 0.06 inches high.
Yeah.
That is, what, thinner than a coin.
Thinner than a penny. Yeah. You could run this under a rug in a busy office and no one would ever feel it, ever see it.
So why? What kind of environment needs something that invisible? Why not just use a regular, visible sensor on the wall?
Well, think about any high traffic area or places where aesthetics matter. Being invisible means it can't be accidentally damaged, kicked, or even tampered with.
Okay, that makes sense.
But that specialization leads to a really critical point.
Yeah.
The E-UCLD-400, on its own, it's blind. It's not a standalone system.
Right. So for someone listening who just spent that $189, they can't just plug it into an outlet and expect it to work.
No, absolutely not. Think of it more like a nerve ending. It can feel the change. In this case, the moisture changes the electrical resistance, but it can't, process that feeling.
It needs a brain.
It needs a brain. It has to be wired into an Environmex Enterprise Environment Monitoring System to actually turn that data into an alert. A text, an email, a siren.
So those EnviroUX systems, like the 5D or the 16D models, that's where the alert actually comes from. That's the translation layer.
That's it. And that completely changes how you approach maintenance. You go from being reactive, finding a stain on the ceiling a week too late, to being proactive. You stop the disaster before it even starts.
And we're talking about the 400-foot model here, but they go up to 1,000 feet, right?
They do, yeah. For huge, huge spaces.
It's also worth mentioning it has RoHS approval.
Right, which is just the restriction of hazardous substances. It's an environmental and safety standard. But it also points to how this one little sensor fits into a much bigger picture for NTI.
It's not an outlier. It's one piece of a much larger defense system.
A whole defensive philosophy, yeah. You see it when you look at their other products. They have things like the ECMD carbon monoxide detector for around $290, and then you have the really high-end stuff like the hydrogen sulfide detector for over $1,000.
So the undercarpet sensor is just one layer.
It's the ground-level sentinel, literally. It's part of a complete strategy to control an environment.
Okay, so let's sum this up. This sensor, this $189 cable, is way more than just a leak detector. It's a tiny microscopic component in a huge enterprise security architecture. It's all about proactive defense. And for anyone interested, it looks like they offer a 15-day free trial, free shipping in the US, and a 2-year warranty.
Which leaves us with a pretty interesting final thought for you, the listener. If this much tech, this much specialization goes into sensing a little moisture under a rug, what other critical hidden risks are we totally ignoring in the systems that we all rely on every day?